Tell us your name, what position and district are you running for, and your background, and how it qualifies you for that position.
Robert Pressley from Asheville, Bent Creek. I've been a commissioner for 2 terms now, so no one wanted to step up and do it, so here I am again. And you know, it's really fun to be able to do this because we need some people speaking up. We have went long enough. My 6 years already as a commissioner, things did not go exactly what they are. And one thing Buncombe County don't need is a one party running city, county, and everything. So that's why I'm here. I'm hoping that I have got the backing to go ahead. I know I got the voices behind me, but it's time for them to get out, whatever party they're with, to get out if they want to change.
So why are you running for county commissioner, and what are your main goals if reelected?
Well, the main goal is just to be fair with everyone. You know, look at this. Are we going to make everyone happy? No. But can we compromise and make it where that people can feel like that they are being heard, even if it's not on their side? And what the cost of living in Asheville and the pay is for everyone that's living here. You know, out of people that work in Buncombe County, majority live in another county. That should tell everyone that this is not affordable in Buncombe County, and it's the commissioner's job to try to set some goals to make it affordable for people here. Especially, one thing I've been trying to do since I've been here is have a homestead tax for the natives that's been here. I've been here 62 years, and it's time that the natives get some kind of break of what everybody moving in here has raised these taxes to what they are.
What are your views on the county's current budget or level of public debt?
Well, being there 6 years, I understand the debt. And we are very careful about what it was. I know that whenever I started, there was a lot of money just kind of given out, and the debt. And you know, you're never going to be debt free running the county. You're never going to be like that. But if you do the right things and spend your money right, I don't see the debt ever going away. Debt's never going to go away in government. But you got to keep it at a threshold where people can still afford to live here.
Do you agree with defunding the police, and what have you done to promote the police?
I'm telling you, defunding the police, that is about the craziest thing that I have ever heard in my life. We need to increase the police. We need to increase our first responders. Everyone involved. And it is a crying shame that our firefighters, EMS, and law enforcement officers, some are making less money than what they're paying at McDonald's and Arby's. That is ridiculous. Anybody want to defund the police? That is why I'm running for county commissioner.
What are your views on homelessness in Asheville, and how do you feel currently it has been handled?
There again, it's been handled the wrong way. And the homelessness and the panhandlers, 2 different things. We got to understand that. Homelessness, the majority of them want to be homeless. We cannot fix that part right there. But the panhandling, standing on the edges of all our intersections and everything, that is not what Buncombe County needs whenever our tourists are coming in here to see what we've got, what we have to offer. And that's the first thing you'll see when you pull up the red light. We have got to get rid of the panhandlers and the homelessness. We just need to somehow figure out how they're getting here. And a lot of us know that other counties, other states are saying, go to Asheville, they will take care of you. We have got to quit that.
And we also offer services that are the only ones in the region, so we're a beacon.
Exactly.
Let's see, what are your thoughts on, well, you already told us about panhandling, but what are your thoughts on low barrier shelters, camping, and the needle program, and how would you move forward on those issues if reelected?
I feel like the low shelter barrier, we have been discussing that on the commission the past year, and we have talked to other people in other states about that. It has never worked nowhere else. Yes, Buncombe County wants to be the leader in a lot of things. That is one thing we do not need to get involved in right there, because we said we could buy a place here in Asheville, put them up. but they never told you what the cost to operate that place was gonna run. And there we go again. All we're doing is raising the price of Buncombe County because the taxpayers are gonna pay for it.
What are your strategies for reducing the exceedingly high crime rates in Asheville and Buncombe County?
Well, I think that's a question for our sheriff's department and police department. We're county commissioners, we set budgets, we try to keep everything in line on that end right there. That is probably something that I should not be even involved in. It should be something that I support our sheriff, I support our officers, but I don't think that's a question I can answer.
Okay. Let's see. Would you consider reconsidering some of the current grants to nonprofits that have no accountability? For example, needle programs.
Yes, grants are, and let's start over here. So let's just say nonprofits. I can say in my 6 years of county commissioner, our nonprofits have dropped dramatically. And one thing we need to do as county commissioners is not audit every nonprofit that we have, but make it when we give them money or they're working grants and we match their grant, that they should let us, if we want to, look at there and audit and see where this money's going. Because we know, I know, that all this money is not going where it's supposed to be going.
Let's see. Do you support the new service that has been implemented to relieve APD of calls for people overdosing? So the community paramedic program.
That right there, I guess, goes back into the law enforcement again. No, I don't support it. We should be out there trying to help. But going back to a previous question, whenever you're furnishing needles, you're just enticing people. Hey, here you go. I totally disagree with it.
How will you further support our school system, both financially and in regard to safety, considering that there are needles found on the school bus at Oakley Elementary, which has yet to be addressed still?
Yeah, needles again. Needles are found everywhere, in our parks, in our stores, outside of restaurants. You know that we got small business here local. The needles are a bad deal of where they're showing up. But when they start becoming around our kids, in schools, on school buses, I mean, that right there ought to tell. We need a change in Asheville, and it's got to happen this time.
Are county taxes too high, about right, or pleasantly low? How would you go forward based on your answer, and do you plan to implement any changes to existing taxes?
Well, one thing in 6 years, our tax rate has really come down. Now that's hard for some people to understand because it was up in the 50s, high 50s. What has happened, our property value has rose that, whenever it was 56%, now it's 50.9. 50.9 is still higher. So that's where I come back to the homestead tax. We need to take care of our natives. You talk to anyone moving in from California, Chicago, the big cities, first thing they say is whenever you go and you meet and greet in community meeting, we got to work on our property tax. We have got to make it affordable. Oh, where I come from, I pay $30,000 a year. I'm only paying $6,000 here. That is our problem here right now. The homestead tax has got to go into effect. We need our commissioners working on it. We need our legislatures working on it, and we need our congressmen working on it. This is something that needs to go statewide right here.
If new resources were available, what one area of county services would you feel most needs additional resources?
I'm on the early childhood thing, and we have got to increase it. 3 years ago, I thought that we was in good shape on it. After getting on the board with it, we have got to get it where parents can afford to go back to work and have affordable child care during the day. As me growing up, my father worked, my mama did not. So you had supervision at home all the time, or your parents knew where you were. Today, both parents are having to work one job, and one of them is most likely working 2 jobs. So first thing is, where are these kids at? And second thing is, what are they doing whenever they get off school bus and no one's at home when they get there? We have got to work on that, because the first 2,000 days is the most important days of any child's life.
Should any part of the county budget be shielded from cuts, and if so, which area?
You know, you're asking me a question, and we're probably gonna cut this right here. Anyone that should be cut, you know, no, I mean, we're looking at clean energy, we're looking at everything. Probably, let's start that over. Ask
Okay.
the question now, I think I've
No
got
problem.
a good enough answer where I don't have to think about it.
Should any part of the county budget be shielded from cuts, and if so, which area?
I think we need to slow down on Greenways. We have the forestry in Bent Creek, we have the Barnesville, Big Ivy, and we got the Blue Ridge Parkway. We have thousands of miles of trails, walking places. The bad thing is, some of them are in the floodplain. Yes, we need them, it is an attraction, but it's very costly, and if we want to kind of work on the budget to help other things that we need to, that would probably be my biggest thing, is to slow down, not cut completely out of Greenway, but slow down on them.
There's a lot of controversy around the issue of Raytheon. What are your thoughts on the project and that controversy, and how the vote was handled, and how would you, well, you did handle the vote,
Yep.
so tell us what that's all about, because you know there's controversy around how it was done, how it was voted upon, etc.
Yeah, I mean, I tell you, Pratt and Whitney coming in is what Buncombe County needs. We need high-paying jobs that's gonna take care of affordable housing, gonna take care of early child care of some sort. It's a pay that is as good as anywhere on the East Coast here. That is what we need. What we need is more, not Pratt and Whitney, but more suppliers coming in here. As a child of me growing up, you had the American Inca plant, you had Gerber, you had Sales Bleachery, you had so many manufacturing here. That was all good paying job. Somebody got them out of Buncombe County, and what happened there? This become a place, Asheville was deserted in the 80s. We recouped back out of that, but we're headed back that way today, because no one is working, because there's no such thing as a good pay for what you're doing. So I totally support the Pratt & Whitney and all business, Linamar, GE Aviation. We need more manufacturing here in Buncombe County.
All right, so let's finish up on a final thought. Anything that you want the voters to know, this is your chance.
Okay. All I can say is, you know, this world, this county is so divided right now that this is the time, this is our last chance that we better come together, no matter what side you're on. Are you happy with what's going on in Buncombe County? Are you happy what's going on in the state of North Carolina? That's what happened. It's everything you can do to help us in this election starts with our school board, our commissioner, our House of Representatives, up the ladder. You can never get on top of this house by jumping up there. You better start at the bottom and work your way up. So I'm just asking all voters, do not care what your party is, our school board, county commissioner, legislature, and on up the ladder. Don't just start at the president and stop, because what has happened in the past, some people never turn the ballot over to the most important things that happen in your county, and you can talk to us. You're never gonna be able to call the president and them on their phone, but you see us every day.
Thank you very much.
Yep.